When you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the dark. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver song of a lark. Walk on through the wind, walk on through the rain, though your dreams be tossed and blown. Walk on, with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. You'll never
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Kicking It Back with Matt, Bleacher Brothers Sports Network. Tonight, first time guy. Welcome to the show. What's up, Brandon?
How's it going?
And jumping in last minute, Uncle Rico, another first timer. Welcome to the show, my man.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm just out here living the dream in AZ, What can you do other than just take it as it comes?
Still wicked hot out there?
It's not too bad. It's starting to dip below the hundreds. This week I'm up north a little bit, so it's not as hot. I know it's not northern Indiana or anything. I know we've got a Boilermaker on hand. Choo choo. That's a whole other story. But it's hot. What can you do? Mosquitoes, insects, little sunburn, but I was born with that natural sunscreen, so.
Yeah, I've been to Arizona once, Scottsdale.
Yeah.
Loved it. It's great.
It is. Scottsdale's nice. The $30,000 millionaire capital of the world, as I like to call it. It's littered with people that make about $30,000 a year, but pretend that they're millionaires. Having grown up in the valley, you get used to the Scottsdaleites, but there is a lot of nice places out there, a lot of nice cantinas, a lot of places to wet your beak, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
The ladies aren't too bad either. Not that I'm looked because I'm a married man, but back in the day when I was a student at ASU, let's just say, you get spoiled. You get used to having beautiful women around you all the time. So when you're around beautiful women from other states and you don't give them the same attention that they're used to getting, they're very interested in wondering why. I don't know if you handsome gentlemen have that same problem, but Purdue, I would imagine Purdue's got some tasty taters out there.
There's some. They're a dime a dozen anymore, but we're
It's
getting
true. It's so true. Like, if I were a woman today, like, all you would really need to do is exercise. Exercise, get
honestly.
fit, and then get on social media, and you got it paid in the shade.
Can't disagree with that one right there.
I mean, it's like there's OnlyFans. Like, how many times do you hear about male OnlyFans accounts? There's no male OnlyFans stars. I mean, I'm not just saying that there aren't any that exist, but let's be honest. The numbers are skewed a little bit more in the female direction. Like,
Yeah,
I couldn't get a hot bod and just go on there and be like, hey, ladies, you want to pay to watch me play checkers with myself or drink a Monster and talk about soccer all day? They'd be like, no, not at all. I want to see you spend money on me, and I want you to listen to me. That's what a man's job is. You listen, we talk. Beep, beep, beep.
So, Brandon, man, you're a big Liverpool guy. I'm a massive Liverpool guy. Tell me, how did you fall for the club?
So when I was first playing soccer, they would always tell you to go and watch someone on TV to kind of study their game and do all that shit. So my first time that I turned on the actual Premier League was Liverpool playing. I forget the game. And from then on, I was just kind of a Liverpool fan. My coach
How
and one of
long?
my
How
best
long
friends.
ago?
Wow, U9. So what is that, like 15 years, something like that? No, no, like 13, 12,
13.
13 years. Yeah, something like that. So it's been a while now. Like ever since then, I've been constantly keeping updated with them, watching most of the games that I can when I'm awake. And that's the one problem about English soccer, that they should probably move it back and make sure the Americans can watch it. Grow the sport a little bit.
They're slowly doing it. Like I know Liverpool's next two games are at like 7:30, 8 a.m. on Sunday mornings, but the Arsenal game was at 11:30 in the morning. Perfect
Yeah,
timing.
I think they just treat that as like Sunday night football for them. Like that's what they're doing on a Sunday night. Everyone's tuning into that game while we're tuning into the Commanders versus the Packers. So
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like Notre Dame football has started playing night games, because nighttime is primetime coverage. That's when you get all the eyes and all the ad revenue. And definitely the EPL's hitting that. Like they've got the Sunday showcase now. Like Man U Derby or the Manchester Derby is on Sunday at 8:30 a.m. So they're getting a little better for us. We don't have to wake up at 4 a.m. like we used to.
Yeah. I remember getting up and going to Darcy's Tavern at 6 a.m. in the morning to watch Liverpool Man U.
Oh yeah,
And
spent a
that's a
few
little rough.
all nighters.
at
Few all
Darcy's,
nighters.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
So
Especially
so
World Cup. Oh my God.
yeah. So Brandon, who's your favorite guy? Who's your favorite player of all time?
of all time,
Oh,
I
for
know he
Liverpool.
stabbed this.
For
I know he
Liverpool.
stabbed this in the back, but I would have to say Trent Alexander-Arnold. Like he's just class. Like he put a ball anywhere you need on the field. He's not the best defender, but when he was in his prime, like he was a force to be reckoned with. I mean, at such a young age, they threw him right into the starting lineup, and I don't think he ever really stumbled. Like he had a little bit of stumbles, a little hiccups there, but like he was never a problem on defense for multiple seasons in a row. So, I mean, he was also just again, I played right back growing up, so that was the person who I was watching, and I kind of grew with him. And then it's so upsetting that he left the club for money, but it is Real Madrid, so that is the cream of the crop. That's like playing for Alabama in college football terms.
Well, well,
So everyone wants to go there.
I would argue the money part. He's been at Liverpool since he was 6 years old, so he's
Hmm.
been in the club for 20 years, and he wanted to go play with his best friend Jude,
Yeah.
and it's Real Madrid. He
Hmm.
wants to become a Galactico, which he's not going to become. He's been in and out of the lineup for the first couple of games of the season.
I've been seeing rumors that they're thinking about putting a transfer on because I think it was Carvajal, if I'm not mistaken, who's playing right back there, came back fit from his injury, and he's just taking his spot. And Javi Alonso doesn't know whether he should keep him and rotate him to the midfield or just dish him out and get a bag out of him because he is still a great player and he's right now in the prime of his career. So you can go probably get a payday on him because they got him for free from us. So.
Well, they didn't get him for free.
Well, yeah, I mean,
They paid him.
free
They
in the
paid
terms of
10
how much
million.
he should be paid for.
Yeah,
A
but he
player
got
like that should be paid a lot more than that, but
but they got 10 million for
for
allowing him
nothing
to
pretty
go to
much.
the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
So for
No.
1 month, that's good business. So talking about money, what do you think about this summer and all the transfer business we did, all the ins and the outs, and how much money we dropped?
I love it, but I wish we went out and actually secured. I mean, it fell through at the end of the transfer window, but
Yeah,
Gue,
yeah.
um, I feel like we need a replacement for Kanate because I mean Joe Gomez is always going to be a good band-aid, but he's not a long-term option. We just got rid of what's his name? Wow, why am I blanking? Gerald Kwanzaa, who was
Oh yeah,
also a great kid growing up. I mean, he's right now still very young and technically the terms of his career. So, but I really like how we got Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kirkes. I mean, they are a defender in sorts, but they're both play very high up on the wing. So you see that a lot in the first 2-3 games of the season where we were getting caught out on the counter way too much with just Virgil van Dijk saving our asses once again. So I mean, we need another, I feel like, dominant center back if we want to keep playing with the wingers and expect to, because we're not going to score 3 to 4 goals every single game. So we got to somehow fix that problem.
Yeah, Kirk has scared me the first 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't look good, but he looked the part against Arsenal. Frimpong, we
Yeah.
know he's out through injury. The Gahey deal, you know, what I think is going to happen is come the January window,
We're going to get him, yeah.
No, I don't know, because I think you're going to get like a lot of other clubs that are going to come in and start bidding on him and driving up the price. And he already agreed to terms with Liverpool before
It was
Crystal pulled him back. So they'll probably just have that handshake agreement with him, and he'll be able to block a transfer.
Mhm.
So like I'm not too concerned. I am concerned that they didn't get him to have enough coverage for all the competitions they got to go. And then I read a report yesterday that Konate's already agreed to a 6-year contract with Real.
Yeah, I mean, his foot is already out the door. I mean, it's just right now just waiting for the fire to be put out. I mean, he's immediately, I think he denied his 4th. Liverpool went back to him for 4 times now.
For a 4th
Try to
time,
renegotiate it, and he said nah. But again, don't blame him. It's the same exact thing with Trent Alexander-Arnold. Who doesn't want to go play for Real Madrid?
But dude, if you don't want to be here, I don't want you here. So like, so you talked about the wing backs.
Mm-hmm.
What about all the cash in Rico? I don't know if you know this, but this summer Liverpool spent over $100 million, not once, but twice, on 2 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
they went out and broke the bank, like egregiously. My Red Devils spent $230 million, you know, to fill a roster full of lone players as usual. Liverpool, on the other hand, 414.5 million euros. Like, they blew everybody out of the water. Second place is Chelsea at 282.2. So that kind of goes to tell you how much they spent.
And Arsenal's third at like 250.
Yeah, like Newcastle's in there in the top 5, and you guys are in the golden era right now of Liverpool. Okay, like you should just be enjoying it because you are going to be replenishing. You've got ownership that's willing to go out there and buy. In soccer, football is a little different than some of the American sports where you can't buy a super team anymore. Like, I still firmly believe in farm systems. Like, you have to have a farm system. You have to bring them up in the academy or the farm league or whatever the sport is. But particularly soccer. Like, soccer has been on the cutting edge for a long time of bringing kids up from, you know, off the tee to the soccer ball. And you have to build a team that way. But that being said, look how many teams go out and make splashes and immediately see returns. Like, Man U is probably the only team that I know of really ever to go out and spend in the top 10 and take 15th in your domestic league. Like, that's terrible. And that's a whole other issue in itself. But like, I grew up, you know, my favorite Liverpool player is Gerrard, Captain Fantastic. Like, I grew up watching the Dirk Kites and the Fernando Torreses and the Xabis of the world. Like, the first time I fell in love with Liverpool, and I know that the Red Devils and Liverpool are blood enemies, but it's hard because when I watched that UEFA Champions League semifinal, I think it was 2003, maybe, against AC Milan, and they did Never Walk Alone while they were playing the national anthems. The crowd saying "Never Walk Alone," and that crowd was just so ruckus. Like, just they're so blue collar. It's hard not to respect a Liverpool, and now that they are trending in a really good way. I mean, I call them the Holland Liverbirds because they really know how to get after a Dutch player and a Dutch coach or two. But the reality is they're set up pretty nicely.
The one thing I'll say about that is that we also didn't. I feel like we also got rid of some key pieces, selling Luis Diaz, Nunez, Jero Kwanzaa. So we made some of the money back, which I'm not upset about the spending. You know, it's not
It
my money.
made it made more than half the money back. And then keep in mind,
Yeah.
for winning the EPL last year, they got 183 million. And
Mhm.
then for how far they advanced in Champions League, they got another 100 million. So in essence, they made 300 million just off of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
And
they had the money, and what they're doing is they're just reloading and they're getting
Mhm.
younger
Yeah.
outside of Mo. But in my opinion, Mo can stick around for as long as he wants for what the hell he's done for us.
Yeah. Mo can sit on the team, do absolutely nothing, and I will never say get him off the team ever.
I
So
mean,
But
did you guys
Rico,
see the drop on FC 26, the player ratings for Liverpool?
yeah,
no.
we have
Oh
two of the
my
top 90s.
God.
Yeah. Let me
You
pull
Who?
it
and
up.
Real
Who?
Madrid are just littered. So,
Salah and Van Dyke.
yeah, it's wild. So you got top of the list, Salah, 91. Virgil van Dijk, 90. Allison, 89. Wirtz, 89. Isak, 88. McAllister, 87. Like,
Let's
that
go.
is, that's crazy.
Oh, Rico just ducked out, and I was just going to say
Something
something
just
to
happened.
Rico. Yeah, so yeah, Stevie G is my guy.
Okay.
So the way I fell in love with Liverpool is I went to the Meadowlands way back when, and Liverpool was playing Real Madrid in a friendly, and Michael Owen was still on the team. So it
Okay.
was Michael Owen and Stevie, and just the way he ran box to box and how ferocious he played, and then that freaking missile of a foot, he just became
Yeah.
my guy, and that's how I became. I never even knew who Liverpool was until I went to that game in like 2000 or 2001, and I
Okay.
just it's all I care about now. From a soccer,
Unfortunately, I had maybe I think it was like 1 or 2 years because I was right when Rogers was in. Stevie G was retiring the year after. I forget the timeline, and then Cop came in. That's when I fully became a Liverpool fan, like just on that Cop era. And Cop pretty much just brought us back to the put us back on the perch. I mean, what he's
well,
done with his team is incredible. Like he completely, I feel like turned around this whole entire organization because it was trending in a negative direction, and then Cop just said, "We'll pick it back up. We'll put you right back where you guys are. You guys are the best club to come out of England ever. I mean, there's no other club in England that has as many Champions Leagues, as many domestic cups, as many like pretty much all across the board. Liverpool's the best. So
we went
yeah,
years without winning anything, and once Rafa left, we brought in Roy Hodge, and it just Brandon Rodgers, and we were doing what man you've been doing for the past 5 years, and just buying players and buying
hmm
players, throwing them against the wall and hoping they stick. What was unique about Klopp is there's never been a gaffer in the EPL in the Prem like him and his style. He's got that big smile. He's like right in your face, but in a good way.
hmm
Wants to have fun, but he brought I call it the ACDC style of soccer to England, and it was pedal to the metal, balls to the walls for 90 minutes. and you'd win some, and then you'd lose some because of playing that style.
Yeah.
And then what was so great is when Arnie came in, he made just a couple of small changes to those tactics, took some burden off of Mo. Why do you think Mo had such an unbelievable year last year? Arnie said, don't worry about defending. Be like Messi. Get the ball, do something. So, like, to me, like, we're on such a great run. I don't know if I'm comfortable. Like, did we need Isak?
I
Because,
don't know. I don't think so.
yeah, because,
I
like,
think we just wanted to just be like, yeah, we're better than you. Because I still think that Cody Gakpo is still young in his career. I mean, look at him in the last Euros. He was tied for the Golden Boot. We got Teke, who's been class ever since he started on the roster. First game.
That's my question for you. Who sits? Because one of those two sit.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a tough thing. I
And
think
neither one of them deserve it.
Yeah, none of them deserve it. I think it's got to be by committee almost in a sense where one game because they're threes. Those are ones on any other team probably in Europe. If they go in somewhere else, I think you got to put one of them on the wing, and I think it's going to be a rotation between Isak and Gakpo because I think don't fix what's not broken with Teke up front. I mean, he's producing goals. That's all you want from a forward is just be a pest, get some goals. I mean, he probably could have had another one against the Arsenal and gone 3 for 3 with it if they didn't call that. The guy didn't absolutely just smack the ball out of the air. But besides that, like, I don't think Teke deserves to be out of that starting lineup. I don't think Gakpo deserves to be out of that starting lineup. But it's that one big question where you just spent over $100 million on a player. He's got to be starting no matter what. There's no way you're going to tell your fans, oh yeah, we just bought this new shiny toy and you can't play with it yet. So
yeah,
that's going to be something that Klopp has to decide.
Just so we're clear and we can clarify, it was 175 million US dollars just to buy a guy. You know, there's a lot of people that are out there that don't understand like the transfer world with soccer and everything, but it's insane. So he's got to play, and I don't think you can sit Gapgo for Hugo because if I'm gonna sub out Isak 75 minutes into a game, I'm almost gonna put a like for like player. You know, and he's 6'4", and he's think about it, Brandon. Like think about how big our team is now. Gapgo, Hugo, Isak, Virgil, and Kanate are all 6'4" plus.
They're all big guys too.
Yeah.
And I mean, we need that. I mean, of course, I really never thought we had any problem with aerial duels or stuff like that, winning balls in the zone because you got big Virgil van Dijk going to clean up everything always. But I really like how Isak's like he's a true 9 in the sense of he will receive the ball, hold it for you, dish it out to your wingers, and then get into the box. And I feel like it's going to be different than last year because, I mean, Nunez was supposed to have that role last year, and we all know how he was. I mean, he wouldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat on some days. So
I'm a fan, dude, because he always fought and he always gave everything that he had. He would track back, he would defend, he would tackle, win balls. The finishing was terrible. We all know that, but I loved him. And last thing on Liverpool, Jota. How did you receive that news?
I woke up and my brother told me like Jota died. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I thought they were talking about the one Celtic player down like back in the day who used to play and then signed for a Saudi club and stuck there. And then first thing on my phone, Diego Jota died, and I was like, wow, like it was like hard because like he was such a good player for the club. He was always there when you needed a goal laid. He was just a like genuine night, like happy guy on the field. Like you never saw him like whining or complaining. And then the week earlier, he just won the UEFA Nations League, and I was watching that game. And it's scary how life just changes that quickly. And I mean, him and his brother, that's just terrible. I can't even imagine the wife.
So every day I wake up and the first thing I do is go to the ESPN soccer app. Then I go to the One Soccer app, and I thought like I was in a nightmare because I was like, "What? Like what just happened?" And then I read the story of why he was driving because he was grounded. He wasn't allowed to fly
Mm-hmm.
because of his lung injury. And then to have that happen, leave his brand new wife, his three
Mm-hmm.
little kids. He was a fantastic player, super sub. And then when it really hit home was the opening match, and the way the crowd was. But really what got me was after the game in Arnie's post game comments, he said, I looked to the bench and I knew who I needed,
Mm-hmm.
wasn't there. And
Yep.
to me, that exemplifies the player
Who he
that
was.
dude
Yeah.
was.
Mm-hmm. He was just always gonna help you out in tough situations, and I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, I still wish he was a part of the club because he would be contributing with goals every single season. So.
And the coolest thing that I think, and I don't know if any other team, forget what sport it is, did what Liverpool did, and they left him
Mm-hmm.
on the roster.
Yep.
And it's not a forward, it's forever.
Mm-hmm.
And forever he'll be on number 20. It's so awesome. It's so great what they did. It's so
I
great.
thought it was also really nice when we terminated his contract too, because normally the family would see none of the money, and we made sure that the family was well set for the rest of their life. I mean, it's just unfortunate.
They're
Gone too
getting
soon.
they're getting over 14 million,
Mm-hmm.
and
Whatever the rest of his contract is.
yeah, that's what it is. It was 7.5 million a year,
Okay.
and that was euros. So
Mm-hmm.
convert it's probably like 20, 21, and then they're picking up the tab for all the kids' education.
Yeah.
So it's really truly an honor, and I gotta say, like the only player whose number I wore on my back to this day was Stevie G's. I said I would never wear another player's number on my back. For that guy, do it in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm. Completely
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. So I want to get off of Liverpool for a little bit. I got to ask you a couple of things. Who do you think is the greatest player of all time?
Messi. I mean, it's hard to. I saw a sports take the other day where Messi's the greatest of all time, where Ronaldo is the best of all time. So, I mean, that's kind of hard to differentiate, but Ronaldo with his just scoring production, Ronaldo's always that player that you wanted to have on the field, no matter what. He's actually a freak athlete. He can run as fast as most defenders, kill the ball, jump higher than the defender. He's just that guy that like is like, okay, that guy's a stud. But Messi, like, he was touched from God. Like, there is no one else that can see the field as creative as him, can dribble the ball. He can honestly, I think, can carry a team to a championship. Where I would say Ronaldo could, but Ronaldo would need a little bit of help along the way.
Yeah, so I find it interesting. So Ronaldo just set the international career goal record.
Mm-hmm.
The dude, this is crazy to me, has scored over 100 goals for four different clubs. The first
Mm-hmm.
to ever do that. That's mind, like when you think about it, that's mind blowing. There's like soccer legends that maybe get 150 goals in their career.
Mm-hmm.
This dude's over 400 split across
Yeah.
Man U, Real, Juve, and Al, whatever he's with in Saudi Arabia now, which I really don't count. But I feel, so let's shift into this because we all know Ronaldo's playing in next year's World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Messi played his last World Cup qualifier last week at home.
Hmm.
I didn't have a chance to pull the video to play it. I don't know if you saw the send off
I
with the
did, yeah.
Argentinians. I mean, how would you feel if you have 80,000 people like applauding and praising you? It's got to be insane.
It's got to be some feeling that most people in their life will never even understand. And I mean, they treated him like a god after the World Cup. Like he was getting swarmed, and they're pretty much they have him. He's 1B in Argentina to Jesus Christ down there. So, I mean, he is that transponded of a player where he's that important, where he deserves that credit. And he brought them World Cup. He's brought them Copa Americas. He's gone to Europe and proved that Argentina has the best soccer player. He's done a lot for that country, and I can see where they're coming from. But
And I agree. I agree with you. I think he's an overall better all around player than Ronaldo because he's got the same goal scoring acumen. Now, Messi's on his third team now, right?
mhm,
And he's at the latter stage of his career, just like Ronaldo. I think the difference now is at least from appearances, it looks like Ronaldo is more into nutrition, taking care of his body, doing all that good stuff. And Messi came out after that game and said, I don't know if I'm going to play in the World Cup.
mhm.
So let me ask you, do and I'll give you my answer after you give me yours, because I think you'll probably be in the same place as me. You think that's true? Like, what do you think the odds of it? You think they're 50-50 like he's saying?
It'd be hard to believe that he just hangs it up. I know he's 38 years old, and I mean, soccer is definitely not the easiest sport on a 38-year-old body. But I mean, it's technically in your home country in a sense. Like this is where your family lives now. I mean, just do one last send off. No one's gonna discredit you if you get out in the quarterfinals of the World Cup. Like you're still the GOAT. No one can take that away from you. And I mean, I think it's gonna come down to more just a personal, like whether he wants to play, whether he has a love for it and to continue to play. Like when he can give it, he wants to give it 100% every single time. He doesn't want to go out and half-ass. So I would say that he's gonna play, but there is also that like possibility because he is getting old. He's getting to the later stage of his years. He's playing in he's playing in the MLS, which I mean is a good thing, like is a good league, but he's not going to be playing against like what his teammates are playing against Europe, where you have the best talent. So I mean, it could transition over a little bit. I think it's going to be. I think he's going to report to camp, but I don't know for certain whether he's going to be making the trip to America that year. So
I think it's all propaganda. I
mhm,
think it's all just to sell news. I would say this: FIFA would back up 100 Brinks trucks.
mhm,
There's there's no way that they're playing on this side of the pond where
mhm.
it's a lot easier for Argentinians to get to, South Americans to get to. I think this is all just for ticket sales,
Yeah, I can
eyes
see
on
that
the
too.
prize, and there's no. And I would also say this: I haven't really paid attention to this Argentinian squad. I haven't really paid attention to anything other than the U.S. national team that we're going to talk about in a few minutes. I don't know where they are versus where they were 4 years ago. They
Hmm.
still got Mac.
Hmm.
They still got Messi. Um,
Julian Alvarez, who was on a
yeah,
tear last year.
and you have and to be fair, and I witnessed this firsthand back in July, and I told you I got to see Messi for the first time in my life in person, down on the field at an MLS game. And honestly, you know what I did for the 90 minutes is I just followed him and
Hmm.
Suarez. That's all I cared about.
Hmm.
And I really wanted to pay attention because we did an MLS preview back in March. And like last year, Do you know that including goalkeepers, Messi had the least movement in the league?
Hmm.
The
That's crazy.
least amount of steps.
Yeah.
And, and he's in like the 69th, 70th percentile. That's insane.
Hmm.
And what I noticed that night up in Harrison, he never dropped more than 10 yards past the opposite side of midfield, his
Hmm.
defensive side. So his work rate is really not that big.
Hmm.
And it's Argentina. Argentina is always out of the group stage, always in a second round, a quarter. And I will tell you this, if he really wants to cement his legacy, winning that second World Cup
Hmm.
would really extinguish
Any doubt? Yeah.
whether it's Maradona, Pele, Cruyff, Ronaldo, or Messi.
It's
Because
just him. Yeah.
those are the five dudes that everybody always
Talking about, yeah.
talk about, right? So I just think it's all rhetoric. Why would he even bother to show up and play that last home qual just to have everybody rooting his name? Because you know what he did the day after? He got on a plane and flew back to Miami because he
Hmm.
knew he wasn't playing against Ecuador the other night.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be a little bit for show, but did they play the Ecuador game at home? I didn't really. I saw the
No,
final score of that. It
the
was at
Ecuador
Ecuador.
game was
Yeah.
away, and
Well.
it meant nothing for either team because they're locked
Hmm.
into 1 and 2.
Yeah. I mean, I could see that becoming a factor where Messi's like, I'm getting old. I don't need to play this game. Let me just go home, get ready for my next day of work. But I could also see it as like, hey, if this is my last game, I want to do it in Argentina. I want to send off. I want it right, like in that sense.
But if so, let's get into this because it's actually turning nasty. What happened with Dembele for
Hmm.
France,
Yeah.
and now you have the French national team manager, the champs, going out in the media fighting against PSG. So for everybody that doesn't know, Dembele, he's probably going to win the Ballon d'Or this year. Playing in this World Cup qualifier last week, tore his hamstring. He's done for 2 to 3 months. He's missing, I'm not going to say League One big clashes because who in League One can compete with PSG?
Yeah.
But he's going to miss Real Madrid in Champions League qualification. PSG is pissed. This champs has come out and says, "Hey, like it is what it is." Are we going to get to the point where, when these clubs are paying these massive weekly wages, are they going to put into the contract that you can't play for your national team?
I think that's just hard because I mean, something that I've always seen in soccer is that like club was always no country was always bigger than club, where you would see people get in trouble for skipping out on international duty to go do stuff with their club, and people and the fans would get mad at that because then again, like England, for instance, like that is their that's pretty much if you put the NFL and had it go against everyone else, you would of course want to see the best players representing your country because you take honor in that in a sense, and I mean I could see where PSG's coming from because they got two knocks. They got Ousmane Dembele and Desiree Doué too, who both got injured in the same time frame, the same international break. And I mean, it's PSG. I could see something about limiting games, but I don't think you can take out the whole players from playing in international breaks because that's something that they want to do. They want to go win World Cups. They want to go win Nations Leagues. They want to go win whatever their continent's cup is for that time.
So if I tell you you're asking me for 400,000 a week, but you want to go and represent your country, which I understand, but there's a lot of risk that could happen with that.
Hmm.
I'll give you 50,000 a week. What are you doing? Are you
I
going to turn
mean,
down that 350K a week difference?
I probably would. I mean, but then again, it's also just sports. You can't really think about it. Like everyone's gonna get injured in sports. There's no rhyme or reason when you get injured. I mean, more playing, of course, is gonna get you a few more knacks and soreness, but what else are you supposed to do? It's a part of the game. You
Well, and,
can't
that,
you
and
can't
let's hit on that because you just said it. The more you play, and we've been harping on this for months on this podcast, is it's insane with the amount of fixtures these dudes are playing.
Yeah.
It's become a year-round sport. These guys are getting a 1-month holiday, and this isn't baseball where dudes stand around in the grass and in the infield. And all these other sports that are 60. This is a 90-minute nonstop game. Subs are limited. It's not football. It's not hockey where you can sub on the fly and do whatever you want. So I just really feel like there's going to become a point in time where, as a club owner, you're investing so much money that you're going to tell that dude, like, it's either the club or it's the national team.
Yeah.
And I think it's, and you might be one of the few where you said you'd pick country over club. I think a lot of these dudes would pick club over country just because of the cash.
I mean, it's not also like when they're also getting paid too when they're on international breaks. So, and that plays a little bit of factor, but it's nowhere near what they're getting paid. So I see that side of the argument, but I just can't, because if that happens, then it's slowly the decline of all of world soccer. So there's no more international teams pretty much. Because if every single club did that, where do you draw the line? Okay, then they could go play for the World Cup, this one, and then this one. But you need these international breaks to see if your team deserves it then. So it's a double-edged sword.
What I think is ultimately going to happen is I think what FIFA is going to end up doing is they're going to create like a quote-unquote insurance policy, and they'll tell the country and the club, look, if Mo gets hurt on international duty and is going to be out X amount of time, we'll pay his weekly wage. Because FIFA's not going to – we all know what a money whore FIFA is. All they care about is money. They're not going to want to risk World Cup. They're not going to want to risk Europa League. They're not going to want to risk this Club World Cup that they just blew up into this massive thing this summer.
Yeah.
So I think that's what they're going to do. Yeah, like it would appease me as a club owner, but if it's a superstar like Dembele, or if it's a Mo, or if it's a Verge, Wirtz for Germany now, like, but at least I know, like, now I don't have to pay.
Something's coming back.
Yeah. So that's where I think that this is going to end up going, to appease everybody and to keep the worldwide game instead of just domestic leagues afloat. So speaking of that, since we're talking about international qualifiers and what all these international teams are doing, did you watch any of the U.S. team these past 2 matches?
I saw the highlights for the South Korea game, which I don't know. We outshot them, and I felt like we had a pretty dominant hold on the game. And then the Japan game went how it went. I mean, I feel like we were pretty much smooth sailing on that one. But I would really like to see now, especially because we're the host country, we're the show. I want to see our full team. I want Poch to pick out his team right now. I don't care who it is. Just get them working together. Like if it happens that we cut out some star players, it is what it is. Because Poch said it. Good point. Just because you play in Europe doesn't mean that you're better than the MLS player or the player that plays in Saudi or somewhere else. So I don't really care too much about the big names. I just want our team to start playing with each other, because nothing in soccer meshes you better, because you need to know where people are in soccer, and that only comes with playing with them year and year for multiple times. And the thing about international break is you got maybe 6 of them, 7 of them the whole entire year, and they're for a week long, and they're playing 2 games. And I mean, they got training sessions, but I don't think that is something that we can be affording to do too. Because then again, like this is now when if you want to capitalize on American soccer and sell it to the next generation of kids, I don't think there's a better time than right now with the World Cup coming, with big names coming. And I feel like as a little kid, if I was watching the United States play soccer and they go far and they beat Messi, Ronaldo, Virgil van Dijk, Mbappe, whoever it is, I feel like that it will inspire the next generation to maybe go away from the more common sports like football, basketball, and start playing soccer more.
Yeah. Do you like Poch?
He's off to a rocky start. I mean, I can't blame him because he hasn't really had the full squad. I mean, Pulisic sat out the whole entire summer because he was resting and recovering. And I mean, there are some things that I wish Poch did better, but all in all, he's the coach, so you got to trust him. Like I would like to see some of these big name players who have proven themselves in England and who have starting jobs to kind of get that on the back end where they don't have to work as hard for the role because they're training against the best when iron sharpens iron. So, but I think he's been doing a good job, and we should have got that Gold Cup win, but it is what it is at this point. So,
Yeah, but to be fair, like being a national team coach is very difficult because you have so limited time with your players.
mm-hmm.
You're not with them on a day in, to day out basis. You're not getting to talk to them every day, train them every day, have them go over your tactics, formations.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you come in new, you got to see what you got.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was in his role, if I had 100 dudes in my national pool, I'm going to want to see all of the 100 dudes because there might be some unturned stone where you could
Yeah.
find a guy. You know what I mean? So like I don't mind winning and losing since we don't have to qualify for this thing.
Yeah.
I'm more wanting to see what I have and who are going to be the top 26 dudes that I can bring into this tournament. What I don't like is playing the South Koreas and the Japans. I want to find some more formidable opposition to go against. And I think the rumor has been squashed. I think it's Portugal.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And who's the other team that's coming next March to play?
I forget. Let me go. Let me see. It was Portugal.
It's another European country.
Yeah. All I'm getting is just Portugal and United States.
But there is a 1-1 that's come in play. So regardless of who it is, it's going to be good competition.
Yeah.
Which I like because it's going to be 3 months before the World Cup starts. We can really see what we got. I mean, do we ever expect the U.S. to win a World Cup?
Not in my lifetime, at least.
Yeah, no.
I mean, that's the one thing that all my friends, they're always like, why are we so bad? I'm like, because we split all of our top athletes between 4 sports. No, and then soccer is maybe the 5th option here. And where any other country in the world, you go there, the top athletes are playing soccer there. So, I mean, we've come a long way with that. We're still a big brand, but I mean, we're at such a disadvantage because all of our top athletes, if they don't pick soccer, then we're kind of SOL. Like in other countries, the top athletes are playing soccer no matter what. So,
well, because in all those other countries, what's the number 1 sport?
Soccer.
Mm-hmm. Now you're getting in Europe, basketball's becoming number 2, but it will never become number 1.
Yeah. And I don't think soccer will ever become number 1 here, especially with football and basketball. Football and basketball always have that 1 and 2 spot, in my opinion. And then baseball, too. Like, still just old American traditions that I don't think it would take a massive, massive flip in the United States men's national teams where we'd have to be pumping out World Cups and proving that we're the best, and to get kids inspired to be like, hey, I want to be a part of this. I want to go prove that America's also the best in the world at soccer. But I don't think we're going to get that for quite a while now.
No, and then another trend that's coming up, and that what's big in my household is lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids started out in soccer, loved soccer. I introduced them to lacrosse, and forget it. Like, oh, you're telling me I can go a whole year, bag 5 to 10 goals and a handful of assists, and I can do that in one game of lacrosse? We all know like where kids' mindsets are at now. Like, oh, I want the points,
quick satisfaction,
the quick satisfaction. I don't want that long game, And there's just so many options here. Golf is growing leaps and bounds. I play every week. And Christ, I see like half the dudes that are playing, and half the girls that are playing. They're all like your age. It's
I was golfing earlier this morning too.
Yeah, there's just so much. There's so much abundancy in this country that affords kids opportunities, where in these other countries they don't. The NFL doesn't exist. Hockey doesn't exist. The NFL doesn't exist. Lacrosse doesn't exist. I can go on and on, but you know what they can all do is they can make some sort of type of soccer ball and just go and kick it around.
Yep.
And build like some makeshift goal and do that. It's the world sport. You talk about like the Super Bowl number and what they do for viewership, and the NFL would never admit this. They could take 5 Super Bowls, add them all together, and it will never, ever, ever match what a World Cup final will get. And I'll never forget it. My family, the 4 of us, 2002 in Cater, didn't take our eyeballs off the TV set for that France-Argentina final that went to PKs. And how many people do you think turned on the TV when they heard it was going to be PKs, Messi, and Mbappe? Two of the 3 biggest teams in the world.
Yeah. I mean, I had people who don't even watch soccer, they won't touch it with a 10-foot pole, who were talking to me about this, about the World Cup. And there's something special about the World Cup because everyone can watch the game, no matter who you're rooting for, what team, what country you're from. It's still just the biggest game in sports, pretty much. It is the biggest game in sports, actually. There's no other sport or other game that has every single country in the whole entire world trying to compete for that one trophy. So
the last thing I want to hit on with you, we got a couple of minutes, we can roll over if we have to, is what FIFA announced yesterday with the World Cup ticket pricing. And this whole on-demand. So just for everybody to know, average game ticket's going to start out at $60. We know it won't be there because of the resale market. But before the resale market, a ticket to the final, 6,700 beans.
It's more than you pay for most Super Bowl games right there.
Well, right now the average Super Bowl ticket's like 2,300. This is triple.
I don't understand that. I mean, if you're trying to grow the sport in a country that isn't that interested, because that was one thing that I saw over social media during the Club World Cup was that they were putting that the stadiums were empty, but they also don't understand that it was 2:00 on a Monday and the American work week is from 9 to 5, and most people in America don't even know who Chelsea is. Or I think the game was Chelsea LAFC. Most people in the country don't even know who Chelsea is. Most people couldn't even name one person on LAFC if they knew about it. So it's something that you get like the demand for it's low, so you got to keep the price low because you don't want to drive out the actual people who want to be there who just can't afford it. And also by keeping the tickets cheap, you're allowing new fans to go kind of like a risk-free trial into soccer. And I guarantee going to a soccer game is one of the better things as long as it's not a 0-0 draw. That drive some Americans crazy. I already know it, but if you go to a soccer game and it's $60, I mean, I would be willing to go buy $60 tickets, go have a buddy. But I was looking earlier, and tickets were like $600 for the first one in MetLife, and I was like, I can't afford that. I don't think most families would want to bring 5 kids plus food
Exactly.
plus parking and all that stuff. So they got to do something about it. I mean,
This on demand pricing model that they want to do, it's good. I think they look at it and they say America's got all this money and these people will spend whatever. I'm not going to fly to the West Coast to go watch the U.S. men's national team. Would I fly to the West Coast to go see Liverpool play? Yeah, you know. But it's like I think they're just so I can't even think of the term I want to use. There's a disconnect between what they want and what they think is going to happen and how it's going to happen. But you just hit on it. If you got a family of 5 like you do, you guys going to want to drop $3,000 to go to one soccer match? No, and I don't care who it is. When it comes to international, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, and also during that time, like they need to figure out a way that, I mean, of course, the likes of a Messi versus Ronaldo matchup should be getting that, but who's to say also that you buy that $600 ticket and that draw right now is not Ecuador versus Paraguay, two teams that have no real stars, nothing to show the game to kind of grow to an audience that's still very fresh to it. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, soccer is still a very new sport in America, and it's growing quickly, but you're not going to be able to convince me to pay $600 to go watch Uruguay, Paraguay. Like, I'm not paying that at all. So
I would pay $600 to see Argentina, Portugal.
Yeah, I mean,
but that's the only maybe would I do Spain, England,
I would
Spain,
see Germany.
France, England.
I mean, the big boys need to be playing each other for me to justify spending $600.
Yeah, but they're not giving you the big boys for $600. They're giving you the big boys for $6,700.
Yeah, so and which is just terrible.
And for one ticket, and I'm not going to pay it.
And I don't think most people can.
No,
like, I wouldn't be able to justify it at all. Spending. If I went up to someone and be like, "Hey, mom, I'm buying $3,000 worth of soccer tickets. You want to come?" She'd be like, "Not really. Why'd you spend that much money on a soccer ticket?"
Yeah, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
you're dumb. You're stupid. Like, what are you doing? So they opened up the initial first phase ticket buying yesterday. That's going to happen at the end of this month. And what I found so comical in it is that the first people to be eligible to buy tickets is you have to be a Visa card holder. Who the hell doesn't have some type of Visa card? I can tell you right now in my wallet, I have a Visa debit card and I got a Visa credit card, and probably one of these other credit cards I have is owned by freaking Visa. So, like, I feel like FIFA's just doing that and saying, all right, like, yeah, we're opening up to all these people. And then you're going to have the next round, the end of October, and then like a final phase that'll be down in D.C. in December. This is just all a money grab. It's all they're looking to do is cash out. And like people say to me, well, you do a soccer podcast, you're going to go to the World Cup. And I'm like, no, because I'm not going to be able to afford it.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole thing is built on fans, no matter what. Like, if everyone decided tomorrow, hey, let's stop watching FIFA would go out of business in the next week. But that's the thing that I feel like they're thinking, that these Americans, their expectations on what they're willing to spend and how engaged we are in the sport. And I mean, being an American, I mean, I have a friend group of 8 and only one other kid in the whole entire friend group gives a shit about fucking soccer. So it's going to be hard to sell someone who already thinks soccer is a slow sport, a boring sport, and soft. Because then again, if you bring people flopping over here, these Americans aren't going to like it because they're used to football. on people just hitting each other and getting their asses back up. So it's gonna need to be at the right price to grow this sport, and I don't think $600 is even in the ballpark to consider growing American soccer, because it is still an untapped market in sense of things. And I think FIFA would be dumb to not utilize America as another base for soccer, as another big name in soccer, because it's the United States of America. There's a shit ton of people here, and I don't understand it completely. So
Yeah, and let's let everybody know, like, FIFA sets the prices. It's not the venues that host the games. So do you think that when the World Cup was held in Brazil in 2014, these were the prices? I looked it up this morning, B. I went back to 1994 when the World Cup was last year. Single game tickets, $25. And this is before ticket resale, right?
mm-hmm.
The final out in Cali, the Rose Bowl, average ticket price $600.
Yeah.
So in 30 years, we've gone from $600 to $6,700 for one ticket.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how far the dollar went back then, but that's absurd. And I think then I've been beating this dead horse, but FIFA wants to be smart and be good businessmen. They need to capitalize on this American market, grow the sport here. It's most likely going to work out their way, but they need to get people into the door, get people engaged in soccer, give them good soccer games that are affordable pricing. And I think if they do that correctly, I think the United States could grow in like a very large amount, exponentially almost, like because of this. So,
All right, my man, did you have fun?
yes, sir. Thank you for having me on.
All right, we'll look forward to next time.
Will do.
All right, buddy.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. Have a good one.
A storm, hold your head.